Hello, young friends.
Hello.
Nice to be back with you on another episode of Youth Light curriculum. We are again excited today to talk about another interesting topic. First of all, let me welcome you and welcome Sudhendra Kulkarni, Vice President of Learning and Development in a software industry.
Hello, guys.
So here we are today to discuss on a very interesting, crucial topic, which is digital distraction. Now here is a tech professional and an educator, and we will dive deep into the topic of digital distraction, how digital productivity and digital distraction we need to work towards balancing. Now, when we talk about digital distraction in today's context, with the devices, one helping me on one end and also, causing that distraction at the other.
Absolutely, a major challenge. Fact is, I too am using all those digital devices or all the social media to the fullest extent, in fact. So you name an account other than Tinder, of course. I am almost everywhere, right? I do have account and all those things, and I am active in the same thing. Till what extent is a question, of course, right? And that is where the problem comes in. We are doing it on a digital device, and you guys are going to watch it on a digital device. Till when is a question. Utilizing it and knowing up to what extent we are going to utilize it, because after that becomes an addiction. If you see, this is a very much strong media for knowledge, and knowledge is not bad at all. It's good, isn't it? But do we need to have all the knowledge that is available there? Possibly not.
How do we first understand digital distraction itself? Because there is a blurred boundary from, like you said, gaining knowledge from digital devices or achieving a level of productivity from digital devices to becoming addicts and becoming a slave to technology in a certain sense, taking it right up to the toilet. So how do we understand digital distraction?
Why are we using that particular device or that particular app or that particular social media? Is there any reason? Could be entertainment, could be knowledge, could be connecting or keeping updated to the society or the updates and all those stuffs. All these things are required. However, if that is hindering my current goal of that particular span of life, when I say span of life, I am an engineering student, my span of life is for 4 years, I need to get XYZ numbers. If that is what is hindering in my that particular target for that small goal, then in that case, we have to make sure that, okay, we are going to reduce it. If at all I am stressed too much.
De-stressing is one of the kind of outcomes that you look forward when you use a device.
Exactly.
And you also brought up an interesting point that connecting back to the purpose of where we are, what we are about to accomplish, and seeing tech addiction or attachment as a secondary to the primary objective of what you are out there to achieve, whether it's medicine or engineering or whatever else that one is doing. What is your view on this thing called FOMO? Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
Which is the thing that I understand youngsters today face as a challenge. You want to be in that party, you're not there, and you're watching a video that somebody has shared and you're feeling left out.
One of the MBA colleges in Bangalore, actually I was talking to those students, and this FOMO was very much hyped there. Rather, they were so keen about it because of the peer pressure. So the FOMO and peer pressure go hand in hand. Do I really need to know the discussion that is going on? Is it that important for me to feel left out, right? If that is not that important for the purpose that I'm here, if that is not important, then leave it. There are 3 things that we can talk about. One is knowing what exactly digital distraction is. Second, identifying what is a distraction for you. One mobile, one Instagram, 2 different topics for you, 2 different topics for me. I don't need to know your topics as well. My needs are different. Possibly my needs are 8 hours a day. I need to be on Instagram. For you, possibility is 2 hours,
True.
right?
Right.
If those
Depends on your
8 hours,
profession.
absolutely. If those 8 hours is a need for me, I am not addicted because I'm spending so many hours, right? But if he is spending 1 hour extra, which is not useful for you, you are addicted.
Right. So this brings me up to an interesting video that I watched. It's about social dilemma. I would like
Oh,
to
yeah.
share a link with our audience on screen about social dilemma, and they can see the teaser and then maybe go and visit that particular documentary. It's about approximately 2 hours long. It shows how we are being tracked and our preferences are monitored by algorithms, and that kind of gives us the feeds that are pertinent to us, so relevant to us. In a way, it is sort of tailor-made for me. I need to have, you brought up a point, I need to have the distinction to see what is distraction for me, what is not, what is productivity for me.
Yeah.
So that thin line, that threshold.
Right.
A bad day looks like this, Sudhendra, for me. I start off, I have an important task on mind. It's a fresh new day, and that particular task seems to be demanding a lot of
Time,
cognitive
effort.
load. I mean,
Oh,
my
okay.
mind has to be really, really alert and awake to that task, and the task looks very daunting in the beginning. Pop comes a message, and I look up. It's an interesting sharing that one of my friends has done on a social media post. It draws me in for the next 5-10 minutes.
Yes.
And I slowly get back to my task. The task is still the big task that I have to accomplish. And soon a call comes highlighting a problem at a particular site. And that draws me in for next half an hour, 45 minutes, coordinating, calling, checking, all of that. And I come back to my task again, and then it's almost tea time, and I feel a caffeine would help me focus better. And then I get back to my coffee. There again, while having a coffee, you tend to again look at your device. Some video draws you in, and it pops up another ad and shows the next product that is very juicy to buy on Amazon, and so on and so forth. I bump into a colleague, then we get into another conversation about, like you mentioned, Dhoni is retiring, that kind of a topic. Then you come back to the task, and then the task starts looking even bigger. And it's almost half a day gone. So this is how I feel one little distraction can drag you into a series of.
Which is what it is controlling you if you don't control.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we start controlling, when we say we identified the threshold of where to stop and when to say no to that device and then focus on what truly matters, like purpose that you mentioned. So from here, where do we go? I mean, how do we augment this challenge of, instead of we becoming slaves to technology, technology truly should be our slave, helping us produce better results, give us knowledge when at the tip of the finger when we need it.
The trigger is notifications. Give only the notifications for very important apps, something like your bank, or if you are a working professional, possibly your mails, which is given, which is for a specific purpose and all those things. So take a cognizance, saying what is that you want to really have a notification or alert for. Otherwise,
And mute other
remove.
alerts.
Yeah, remove all the alerts, remove all the notifications, remove the or mute the groups.
This author, Cal Newport, he's the author of the book Deep Work. He
Deep.
talks about focus and deep work. He mentions that he just does not have any social media account.
Oh,
I would like to share a video again with our viewers. This dimension of not having a social media account and how it has actually not brought his book sales down or not. He missed nothing actually.
actually, yeah.
So that's an interesting thing that I noted. You would have probably noticed this in your, I don't know whether it happens in your company. I have seen a company where people enter a boardroom for a meeting. They are given a basket where all of them deposit their
mobiles.
mobile phones
True.
to get into very constructive and engaging conversations. It's not uncommon sights today to see family members all engrossed in their own devices at dinner table.
Yes.
That's a sad thing, but
Very,
yes, it
very
happens
sad
to
thing,
us
very
also
sad
if we are not aware.
Yeah.
So coming to this point of awareness, now if we have understood what digital distraction is and how it is different from productivity, if we have also known our own personal threshold between getting sucked into or distracted to being productive, efficient, and having that space with technology. How do we, what are the means, what are the methods, I'm wondering,
Absolutely.
that we can share with our youngsters, which will help us augment this challenge?
Yeah, yeah. So that is where we were talking about. The first point is something that triggers, please keep it away. So notification was one of the examples. Anything that triggers you or attracts you towards that particular social media or your digital addiction, disable those things. So let not those triggers hamper you. Second thing is determination. I was talking to Gopichand Pulela's, you know Gopichand Pulela, of course, his secretary, and she was actually narrating a story of Sindhu, PV Sindhu. What happened then was, when he actually invited the applications for whom all want to become the Olympic winners, come. That was the advertisement, and there were 15,000 people who actually were doing it. They were willing to. Then they had some tests and all those things. Around 15 only were selected because of their top-notch game. Then he called them one by one to his room. This is interesting. Then he said, I can make you this. Next 6 months, you'll be completely trained on all those things. And the person, she or he, said, yes, yes. Are you ready? She said, yes. Then, okay, in that case, deposit your phone. Right? The guy said, okay, let me just finish my things today. In the evening, I can give it to you. He said, okay, go sit in that room. Good. Right? He went and started his phone. The other guy, he said, every evening if I can call my parents. He said, very good, no issues. Go sit in that room. People came in one by one. Then came PV Sindhu. He said, we'll do it. We can make it by 6 months. Ready? She said, yes. Okay, the first thing, deposit your phone. She said, shh, here it is on the table. She just swiped it, saying, take it. What else you want?
That's made all the difference.
That's it.
She's a champion
She
today.
just left it, the phone on the next moment. She just pushed in, saying, what else you want? That was the first win that she got. Then he said, next 6 months, you will not play any preparation games. Every preparation game, actually they get a lot of money, even if they lose. And he said, you will not play any games, no preparation games for you for next 6 months. There's a huge money loss. She said, fine, what next? Then her father came in and he said, but why not prepare the games? It is a source of income for her. This is what her profession would be. He said, there are people who are sitting and watching her game. It is being recorded everywhere. People would watch her game and they will study the movements that she does and the way she plays. I don't want any analyzer, any expert to watch her movements and capture those things where she can be defeated. So
Very interesting.
no other games than the practice. Nothing on the screen, nothing on the screen, nothing on the camera. She said yes, and you know the result, right? So the intention, the first was, as we said, disable the triggers, but the second is determination. An hour a day doesn't mean 60 minutes at a stretch. It means 15 minutes 4 times. That gives you a little relaxation. That itself is done. But after 15 minutes, let us have a mental alarm. You can't have an alarm every time on this mobile phone or something. Have a mental alarm saying, I'm done with this. I'm done because there is a 20 minutes of video. I want to really go ahead, watch it and leave it. Thrice a day you can do it. The president of Ramchandra Mission, he used to say, change of work is rest.
Wonderful. That's an interesting,
right?
Change
Exactly.
management.
So
change
if
paradigm.
at all you are tired of doing something, you don't need to get into entertainment again, only to get rest or relax. Change the work. If at all you are tired of doing some analysis on the data, change it to some meeting or do something different that relaxes you from the fatigue that you had gone through for last 2 hours. A change of work also is rest. You don't need to get into entertainment every time. The time when you are completely down, your brain is completely now shutting down, go ahead, take half an hour break, take a walk. While walking, listen to music. The first was disable the triggers. Second is your determination, and third is use the device for your recreation, not for wasting your time as such, right? Use it to add to your to your benefits. Let it be constructive.
I just wanted to latch on to the one point that you mentioned, the discipline of being able to say no. You talked about how our mind can possibly help us to disconnect from technology when that need comes.
Yeah.
How do we get that alarm? Inner alarm, you mentioned an alarm. How do we get that alarm? What is that device? What is that intelligence that can support in this discipline of we being able to say no when the need is? Where's that alarm? Where's that trigger?
Very, very interesting point. You said, what is that device? Let me tell you, that device is a pendulum. The pendulum is a device. Again, one of the school principals I was talking to, she says, children have fickle mind, most of them, right? And
I guess all of us have
then,
fickle.
then I said, it is not children. It is all. It's even a guy of 60 years old also have a fickle mind. The precise reason is their pendulum is too long. There is a fulcrum and there is the ball down here, right? And it keeps on oscillating, right? Just look at this. This is your mind. The oscillating is mind, and this is your heart. Heart usually doesn't give you wrong signals. It always gives you, of course, a regulated heart, right? A properly managed heart, right? A governed heart. That actually gives you correct signals always, right? Whereas this is mind, which is always fickle mind, right? Now this is, the oscillation is longer because this particular string is too long. What we need to do is, we have to make sure that this particular string is as small as possible.
Thank you, Sudhindra, for this. I have never seen the heart-mind relationship that we keep talking about all the time as the distance between the heart and the mind.
Exactly.
And the closer we are to the heart, the mind being very close to the heart
There's
is
less
a
of
shorter
oscillations.
pendulum, and the oscillation being less. A fantastic.
Those meditation practices that they usually have, this actually helps a lot, because we need to have a regulated mind, regulated heart. Heart never gives a wrong guidance, as we said. Mind being closer to the heart, mind actually is very much a sync with the heart.
True.
This is the time when the mind and hearts are together, alarm triggers. That alarm is what we are talking about. Alarm triggers. Now my heart knows कि नहीं यार बहुत हो गया. No, this is too much. I need to stop. Mind says नहीं और थोड़ा. No, little more. This is because the
Yeah, that's the oscillation.
that is the oscillation. Now the mind will not say
Right.
that, because we are very close to heart.
We're talking about the device that uses the devices, if managed well,
Yeah,
can help us achieve that balance, remove the long oscillations of addiction and technology dependence, at the same time keep us productive, all guided by the heart.
absolutely.
Let me, for the benefit of our audience, sum this up. The first step is understanding what digital distraction is, and to be able to distinguish between what is productive and what is addictive. And the second thing is understand the symptoms, multitasking, getting distracted, losing time, losing sleep. I mean, we were talking about
Yes.
the circadian rhythm, how it gets affected when we continuously watch a device that is emitting light. To truly define and draw the line for oneself, for myself, that this is where I would stop and this is where my productivity begins, or this is how I control my time. And we use the pendulum, the device that we spoke about, the proximity of our mind to the heart. Meditative practices help us in that. So we have been practicing heartfulness techniques, meditation method, cleaning, to achieve that kind of a balance in our pendulum. So the third aspect of managing digital distraction involves the intelligence of the heart. I would also like to share a video with our audience done by Heartfulness Institute about the intelligence of the heart. Now, the world of science is waking up to the fact that it's not just the brain that has all the intelligence and that controls our life. Our heart also has its own innate intelligence, and like you mentioned, it cannot guide us wrong way. We are going to also discuss in the future episodes about habits and how to disengage from disempowering habits, how to adopt and develop newer, more empowering, more supportive habits. We'll take a break here and then we'll talk about peak performance in the next episode.
Thank you very much, Sathish.
Thank you.
While offering this prayer, we honor the present moment in our journey, as well as acknowledging that the journey must continue. The Heartfulness prayer is done at bedtime for 10 to 15 minutes to help us connect with our source. This is referred to as Master. It is also done for a few minutes before meditating in the morning as a way of resetting that connection. By beginning and ending the day this way, a connection is established with the Source throughout the day and night. Sit in a comfortable position. Gently close your eyes and relax. With a feeling of humility and love, silently and slowly let these words resonate within the space in your heart. O Master, Thou art the real goal of human life. We are yet but slaves of wishes, putting bar to our advancement. Thou art the only God and power to bring us up to that stage. Meditate for 10 to 15 minutes over the true sense of the words and try to get lost in them. You can repeat them a couple of times. O Master, Thou art the real goal of human life. We are yet but slaves of wishes, putting bar to our advancement. Thou art the only God and power to bring us up to that stage. Allow yourself to melt into this prayerful feeling. Now move your attention to your heart. Feel that a source of light is already present in your heart, and it is attracting you from within. Do not try and see the light, just know that it is there in your heart. Be open and receptive to a very subtle energy flowing into you. Relax into this feeling. If you find your awareness drifting at any time to other thoughts, don't fight them. Let them be. Gently remind yourself that you are meditating on the light in your heart. Allow yourself to become more and more absorbed within. Remain absorbed until you hear further guidance. while keeping your eyes closed, gently come out of the state of meditation. Now gently open your eyes. Reflect on what you just experienced. Try and retain this condition as you return to your daily routine.